right when the season was over, I texted Chris Getz, and I'm like, hey, I can be up in Schaumburg at the alternate site in 5 hours if you need me.
Marlins power bat slugger Jake Berger with us right now on FT Live. You've been heavily requested for a while now, so we're glad to have you on, Jake. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Before we get into everything else, how often do you go out to eat with your teammates? And do you think it impacts wins and losses? Meals above replacement is at what number for you?
Yeah, so I was listening to that. I was trying to think back. I think like on good teams, I feel like you have more of a commitment of more guys showing up. Like every team goes out to eat. It's just I think from a broad spectrum, like in 21 when I was only up for like a month, but obviously played in the ALDS that year. I think there was a lot more commitment to everybody showing up for a dinner somewhere.
I like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect whether you win or lose, right? Because you were also on some bad White Sox teams, and you guys went out to eat.
Not as much though. As
yeah,
21.
But I mean, of course, because people were like, "Fuck, this sucks. I don't want to. I see your asses enough. I don't need to go to dinner with you." But when you're, like I said, when you're playing good, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, let's go out to eat. It's so fun. We like each other." And then when you suck, everyone's like, "I don't want to talk to him. I talked to him for 5 hours a day. Why don't we go to dinner?"
I don't know if there's like a direct correlation, but I feel like there's more of a commitment to going to dinner on good teams.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. I like it. All right. So let's get to you. First off, I want to backtrack. How shocked were you when you got the call that you were going from the White Sox to the Marlins last year? Yeah,
that was definitely interesting. There was no rumors, nothing flying around of I'm about to get traded. To be completely frank, me and Gavin Sheets were in the Texas Rangers visiting clubhouse and about to start a game of Madden. I was about to whoop up on them like I always do in Madden. And, I ended up getting the call, and it was kind of a crazy process, or a whirlwind in a sense, calling my family, telling them we're going to Miami, and just kind of waiting around for medicals to go through and stuff. So definitely a whirlwind. And then next night, I'm in the lineup against the Phillies on a team that's pushing to get to the postseason. And so definitely a whirlwind, but definitely blessed that I came over here.
I mean, you did get to go to the playoffs last year, so it couldn't have been that bad. It was a little better than where you were headed with the White Sox. I mean, they were like, oh, we're going to lose 100 games, or, oh, wait, I get to go to the playoffs? That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah, it was definitely it was crazy different, going from a team that you're not really sure where you're at and where you're at in their plans, and then coming over here and basically starting every game for the last 53 games, and helping get to that push and get experience postseason baseball, especially in Philadelphia.
Is it easier to do better, hit better, have better at bats on a team that's doing well, or is it easier to hit better, have better at bats on a team that's doing poorly because we're out of some games, we're going to get some pitches to hit here, they're not bringing in their best reliever? Which is easier?
I think baseball is such like an ebbs and flows type thing. Even teams where you're losing a lot of games, you can go on a streak where everybody's hot, and it's easier to have good at bats and put those together. They always say fighting at the bat rack. But I think in a sense, when you're kind of out of contention, it's it almost turns into like a selfish type mindset. And I think that's where teams get in trouble. It's like, it's a long season, and just go out there and do your job and, kind of do your role in a sense, don't try and do more. For me, it's like when I'm feeling like all the pressure's on me, it's like I'm trying to hit a 8-run home run, and that's just not possible. And just going out there and taking good at bats. So, I don't think there's I think it's more of the personal mentality in a sense. I don't think it's a matter of the team or anything like that.
Hey, Jake, you guys just got done playing the Mets. What'd you guys have on Edwin Diaz? Because no one else can hit him, but you guys certainly figured something out. So what is it with his glove? Is it like the way he holds his leg kick? What do you guys have on him? And let us know, please.
No, he's an unbelievable pitcher, and we see him MLB Network and all that's on in the clubhouse all the time, and so you get to see all these guys on the TV, and me and Josh Bell were talking about it. It's like, man, that dude's nasty. Like, we just got to figure out an approach for him, and fortunately we got a pitch to hit a couple times, and Josh deposited one and tied the game up. So he's been an unbelievable mentor to me, and just having a relationship with him, he's done it for a long time. So you want that type of guy up at the plate when it matters most.
Did you and Josh have a laugh when he hit the ball to center field and Diaz pointed up, and then Josh was like, "No, it's out there in the bushes out in center field out there"?
Cabrera came up to Josh and I. He's like, "That's why I never point up for a ball in the outfield. It's like pop up, okay, I'll point up, but you just never know what's going out of the park and what's not, and you don't want to be on a highlight reel."
Hey, Jake, I want to get into your personal story a little bit too, because I'm assuming that you're always looking at your situation, being happy to be here too, right? The injuries that you went through, and I actually want to start with the story I read that said you very seriously considered calling it. So can you take us through that point? And if there were many, okay, but the kind of lowest point where you were like, I just can't do this anymore. It's too much.
Yeah. So I tore my Achilles in spring training of 2018. It was going into my first full season. And then about 10 weeks later, I re-tore it again. And it was just kind of like a mental grind from that point on. Even if I felt physically okay, it was like trying to trust my tendon again and, trust my baseball movements and stuff. And got to a point, I played in one extended spring training game in 2019, woke up the next day and like couldn't even walk to the bathroom. And I'm like, man, like if this is what it's going to be like, this isn't worth it. And so 2019 off season came and, it got to the lowest point where I'm like, I don't see a way forward. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And, it's probably time to start looking for something else. And I actually sat down with my mom at a witch and basically told her, hey, like, I'm seriously considering quitting. This is like a really difficult decision, but I'm definitely just don't feel like it's going the right way. And mentally, it feels like it's just draining me. And, she said, don't regret anything in life. And I think you should stay the course. And had a similar conversation with my dad a couple hours later and gave me the same response. And, fortunately enough, I listened to them. Going into spring training, it was looking like I was going to be in high A and back to it. And then COVID happened and the whole world of baseball, whole world shut down. And, so I just kind of had some time where it gave me 2 or 3 months to be at home with my family, not away from them, feel their love and, go out there, play tennis with my mom and sister, really all we could do at the time. And, it kind of got me back into playing shape and played in a collegiate summer league for 6 weeks and then ultimately got invited to the alternate site, played well there, went to Instructs, and then they added me to the 40-man. And, it's just crazy how, if you just stick to it, it turns around for you.
Wait, you were playing in a men's league and then you got put on the 40-man? I mean, you were playing because there's no way you had eligibility as a professional to go play. And so you were playing in a men's league.
So it was basically like it was a culmination of like indie ball guys, of pro guys, and then a majority of like college guys. It was kind of like just a league thrown together. It was basically in a sense a men's league, and I played for 6 weeks. It was 7-inning games, like every other day, and kind of got some timing back. I kind of got some just baseball. Like getting back into baseball shape in a sense. And right when the season was over, I texted Chris Getz and I'm like, hey, I can be up in Schaumburg at the alternate site in 5 hours if you need me. And, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I was about to text you," and I actually went up there for another month and a half and played well up there, and it just kind of rolled from there.
Yeah, Getsy's got a subscription to the beer league baseball video.com. So he was definitely watching you play against some old retired dudes, but that's great. A bunch of beer league guys are now like, hey, Burger made it, so we can definitely stay ready. So you're keeping dreams alive. Talk to us about a little bit how Michael Soroka and you kind of formed your relationship based on your Achilles tendons.
Yeah. I mean, at the time when I tore my second one, I didn't know anybody in professional sports that had torn it twice. A lot of guys obviously tore it once and got back, but I had no recollection of anybody in a situation like me. And, so I kind of felt like I was paving it on my own and not really sure if I was ever going to get back. And, Soroka tore his. And, at the time I shot him a DM like, hey, man, like, if you need any thoughts or anything on like how rehab goes, like I'm praying for you, just let me know. And then I don't know, I think he was like 8 months in versus like the 10 weeks I was in, and he retore it. And, that's when we really started to get in contact and have a discussion about, just what it's like to tear it twice. And, you feel like you're at a point in your rehab where you're finally on the mend, and it happens again. And so we had a really good relationship, and had similar journeys in terms of like the surgeon and whatnot. And we had really good discussions over the next year or so. When he was going through it, and I was kind of back on the mend. So he's such a good dude, and I always enjoyed those conversations because there's not many people that go through it twice and get back to where they were at before.
Jake, you grew up in St. Louis. You grew up a Cardinals fan. I mean, I don't know. Did you ever ask me for your autograph? I don't think so, but it's okay. I was a longtime Cardinal member. You were there in 2011, right, for the World Series? Game 6, Game 7, mm-hmm. Right? The David Freese games?
Yeah, it was Game 6, sitting under Big Mac land. There's that like second little terrace right there, and I was at the Game 6 game.
Okay, I was there too, but I was not on Big Mac. I was freezing my ass off in left center field because it was freezing there. But so you obviously grew up a Cardinals fan. Tony La Russa is a god in St. Louis, still is a god in St. Louis. Then you got to play for him, okay? And then he took all the heat in 22. Or was it, 22, I guess? Yeah, 22. Yep. You guys, 21, you guys won. 22, you guys just weren't very good. It just happens. Bad year. Did he deserve all that heat, or was it just because he was who he was? And I mean, listen, let's be honest. If you know Tony a little bit, he does have a little bit of – he can be kind of prickly at times, right? Like, he's not always happy, shiny, hey, let's go team, you're the best. So do you think he deserved the heat he got, and should he have been given more time in Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed every single moment I've had with Tony. He's a living legend in the game, and getting to learn as much as I could from him was incredible. And obviously it's crazy, like full circle. You're watching him manage, then I'm playing for him, and then I'm watching Skip play, and now he's my manager. And so it's crazy how small the baseball world is. I think that season it was a culmination of a lot of things, a lot of injuries. It was just kind of one of those like down years, and unfortunately Tony got the blame, which, it's business in baseball. It can be tricky for sure, but I've always enjoyed Tony, and I learned a lot from him. So I'm definitely grateful for him.
All right. Since you're a St. Louis native and all the city connect with the city, it's rare that somebody outside of the city really connects with the jersey. So really, I guess they must be hitting them all on all cylinders. I like the Philly one. I'm from outside of Philly. So as a St. Louis guy, Austin Wynn kind of had a little, he was kind of like, well, their city connects. What do you think as a Lou guy?
I think like the city connect should always be different than what their normal jerseys look like. You look at our Miami one where it's, that red and light blue. You look at the Philly one. There's a lot of these jerseys. You look at the DC one. I honestly, when I saw it for the first time, I thought they should have put the that crest, that one right there on their sleeve. That should have been like the main focus of the jersey, because that's such like a unique thing to St. Louis, that logo of like the St. Louis flag. I think that should have been more of the mainstay, but to each their own. But yeah, it's I always like the different from any color scheme that you have, just so the guys with flair can add a little more to the wardrobe. But I'm not a guy with flair by any means. I feel uncomfortable when I'm wearing white cleats with gray jersey, but I love the flair of stuff. So that's why I love our Miami ones here.
I was gonna say, you're in Miami; they have red jerseys. Okay, you were in Chicago; you had to love the White Sox ones, all black, right, with black. So you're like, oh yeah, look at me go! It's all black. To me, this one is very mid. I mean, they basically the same jersey, and instead of St. Louis, they just wrote the Lou and made it red. Like, I think, I listen. Everyone loves the birds on the bat, but I thought they just could have done something way, red, and like you said, the crest, the St. Louis crest or whatever it is. So I'm on your same page, but the White Sox were the best first ones, and they're still the best ones. Sorry.
Yeah, I love the White Sox ones. I think this year's collection, I like the Rays ones the best, just because there's like attention to detail in every single part of the jersey, and they use the entire jersey. So that's I think out of this year's bunch so far, that's my favorite.
Okay, Jake, let's finish with this. Your own merch. So referee asks, I'm one of many that requested we bring you on ASAP. Said, what's the deal with Burgertron and Smash Burger T-shirts?
We're working on it. My wife is a unbelievable designer of gear, so there's some really cool ideas that there's only one of ones right now that she's made, but we're trying to get that into the mainstream.
Okay, I like it. We'll keep an eye out for it. You let us know when it's up, and we'll show the world. All right?
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey, yeah. Jake, make sure you tell. I'm texting John Jay right now. Make sure you tell him that you were on today, because he's just dying to come on here. And we've had his best buddy Descalso on, and John is like, "When can I come on?" I'm like, and I just texted him and said, "Another Marlin and no Jay."
No,
so
yeah,
just make sure you rub it in.
AJ,
yeah,
I do have a bone to pick, because I feel like every time you were in the Chicago clubhouse, like, you tried to avoid me. I don't know.
No, I just tried to stay out of your way. I didn't want to listen. I wasn't going to go up to anybody and be like, "Hey," like I was trying to, like, I mean, I would talk to Rob, the clubhouse guy, Boffy, Bechtel, the people that I knew from when I was there, BJ, the video guy, and the people I knew. But listen, as a player, when I was playing, you didn't want random person walking up to you to be like, "Hey, Jake, how are you?" It was like, all right, there were certain guys I knew, like Giolito and some of the old, Hendricks and Lance and some of those guys that I knew. So I was like, I could talk to them. But like, when a guy's isn't doing his thing, I didn't want to be like, "Hey, Jake, how's it going, buddy?" I'm like, no, go do your thing, dude. It's cool. You're doing awesome. Like, keep going.
I thought I should go up to Andrew Vaughn and start talking to him, and then you ignored me 2 lockers down. I don't know.
Oh, well, I apologize. But hey, you know what?
Who was hitting better?
Yeah, Vaughn was hitting better at the time, so.
Oh, I'll say this, though. If I ever do a Marlins game, I'll make sure I come say hi to you. How's that?
All right. I'll let Jay know, though, that you have a message for him.
Okay, yes, please do. And ask him, say, "Hey, John, I talked to the guy who arrested you once," and just let him go.
You told me that story. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
it is. Well, Jake, awesome having you on, man. Appreciate the time. Keep doing your thing, and we'll grab you down the road, all right?
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
This show, Foul Territory, is hosted by all former major leaguers, plus me, just trying to keep up with these guys, right? So we are into daily health, energy, gut health, the whole deal. Pretty obvious. So we want to talk about AG1. I first gave AG1 a try because a friend recommended it to me a while back, and it's helped me on many levels. Focus, stress, gut health, big one for me. I'm also allergic to gluten and dairy, and this covers both categories there. So make sure you take ownership of your health by visiting drinkag1.com/Val. But I'm not the only one, because this on the desk here right now, and I've been on the road a lot, so I've got my travel packets, Mr. Kratz, is drinking AG1 as well.
Dude, the travel packets are a game changer. Just this weekend, we took it to Kansas City. You're in a hotel. They're not like all of it. Like, yes, you can find the juice places, but it's nothing like what's in these packs. For me, like just the like energy that I have, and I just feel more alert because I don't drink energy drinks.
Yep.
And it's great. It is awesome. Obviously at home it's awesome, but the travel packs are the real G.
Listen, I know I'm 37. I know I look great, but I'm looking out. I'm checking the mail for my packets. I'm checking the mail for my packets, Crassy.
This is what happens. You recommend to a family or friend. So we got you then, okay? So you replace your multivitamin just with AG1. You don't need, to fill up your shelf. Just it's one packet, or obviously you have the tub and one scoop, which includes prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes for gut support. And yes, you can recommend it to friends, formulated based on the latest science and maintains high quality standards if you're of age. It's kind of one size fits all, which is great. So it's a foundational nutritional supplement that supports your body's universal needs like optimization, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health. And if there's one product we would recommend to elevate your health, it is AG1. So we're excited to welcome them as a new partner to the FT fam. So if you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/foul, F-O-U-L. That's drinkag1.com/foul. Go check it out.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.